Now you're going to be Googling pistachios, right?
I'm gonna
Watch, there's going to be a run on watercress and pistachios today.
Yes, there are going to be a lot of searches, over it. Like, where's the... Well, you could have a little pistachio ice cream after your watercress and cucumber sandwich.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There you go.
There's your aphrodisiac meal.
Yeah.
Or your fertility meal or something.
Okay, so if if you were going to cheat, which this is such a dicey subject, especially if you've ever been cheated on. But there's constantly, people are fascinated by this. It's clickbait and everything else. And there's another dating site. It's kind of like an Ashley Madison. It's called Gleeden, Gleeden. They did a quiz survey of more than 8,000 people. And they found that 62%, now mind you, these are people that are already predisposed to this type of behavior because they're on an extramarital dating site. Okay?
Well, yeah, there is that.
So there's whatever. Okay, so 62% of women fantasized about cheating with, you want to venture a guess?
My brain does, no.
One of their neighbors. Ew. I
don't even talk to my neighbors. I mean, honestly... They're very nice people. I know who they are to my left.
So you wouldn't want to fuck any of them?
No,
is what you're saying?
I know the names of the folks to my left, and I know the folks to the name of my right. It took me 5 years to figure out what the name of the woman was across the street. I mean, it's nice, but I don't. We talk to those like friends. I just don't have time. I mean, we'll have conversations when we first go out there to like do the first snow shovel of the year, and then when we all come out, we're taking care of the weeds in the spring. So I've got my winter conversation. I've got my summer conversation. There's the block party. That's all I can handle. I mean, kudos to those who can maintain some sort of. I mean, I know some people have the best friendships in the world on their block. Mm-hmm. It's not me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's kind of interesting because it goes on to say that 71% of men fantasize about it. But then there's the statistics on people who've actually done it. 62% of women have, but it was a one-time thing. But 14% said it was ongoing.
Oh, that's just proximity.
Convenience factor. Kind of like the quick trip of, extramarital affairs.
There are a lot of things that I don't do that I can sort of like reach into a brain and sort of figure it out. But I just don't understand deceiving another person. Just get out, move on. It just does not compute. It never will. I do not. I can't even begin to sort of get in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's how I'm wired. Fine.
Yeah. Well, do you want to know the top excuses men use to cover up cheating?
I don't.
No, okay, 34%.
I'm gonna go get a pack of cigarettes?
No, golf is number one.
Okay.
Because think about it. If they're playing 18, that's 4 hours usually.
Yeah.
Okay, especially if it's busy course. Next up, we have working late at 27%. Mm-hmm. Going out with the guys, 13. Gym, 5. That's convenient. You come home sweaty. Makes sense. Mm-hmm. But the one that I think is preposterous is the last one at 4%, which is shopping for groceries. I mean, unless you come back with a bunch of stuff that took you the amount of time it took you to get laid to gather and pay for, that's... Yeah. Or you're a lousy fuck while you were gone because it was too quick. I don't know.
The quick mart and a quickie. I'm not sure. Oh, yeah. Like I said, it's just something I cannot crawl into. I don't get it.
Yep. So, people who do this one thing have 5 times more sex than people who don't, and that is.
Probably say eat cheese or something like that.
No, it's get on it, take a trip, a little quick getaway, and make it routine. You know?
Well, of course, because it's the thing about hotel rooms.
That we talked about that last week.
You put these two together, you're getting some.
Right. Right. Yeah. They the main reason I thought this was interesting, that when they were asked why they felt more intimate or more like, engaging in intimacy when they were on vacation rather than at home, the top reason was being alone and away made them feel more in touch with each other, which makes perfect sense.
Because you can't get up, go use the restroom, and see the towel they left on the floor. And then think I needed to go do the laundry. And, oh, by the way, there's the pants I usually mow the lawn in. Have we mowed the lawn lately? Blah, 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 blah. No, if you're in a hotel room and you're someplace else, you got none of that crap.
Yep.
It gets, I mean, it's there, but it's shoved way back. It's take a little nap. You don't have to worry about it.
So here's Europeans, you know, and I admire some of the things that they have in their culture that are just, it's just part of life there, which is travel. You know, I mean, they are far more, most of them speak more languages than just their native, and they travel. And I thought this was kind of funny. They did a survey saying, okay, what would you give up if you could travel more and go on vacation more often? And the top 3 responses were: 1, go celibate, which kind of goes against what we were just talking about. Ditch their best friends. And the last one is, cracks me up, forgo carbohydrates for the rest of their lives. For the rest of their lives.
For the rest of,
Yeah, that's a little severe.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, how could you go to Napoli and not have some pizza?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
Where are you going? Yes, where are you going to go? You're going to go, oh, no, I really like my carbs. My carbs make me happy. When I'm stressed, I don't grab wine. I grab pasta.
Yep. Yep. So, there's a guy.
Okay.
God bless his heart. He wrote the Tiny Penis Bible.
The Tiny Penis Bible. Okay.
Yeah. And
is this a serious thing?
The Small Penis Bible, actually.
Okay.
Well, okay. He's 50 years old. His micropenis, as it's being referred to, measures 4 inches erect, which is more than an inch smaller than the average worldwide, which is 5.16. Okay. So he has been doing a television tour, and he's trying to give people ideas on how to make themselves look bigger. So he does recommend traction devices, but he said there's 7 million people who are far below. And he says, so you've got to just remember that the 7 inches is really the far top end, and use your traction device, but cover the rest of it up with attitude. What do you think?
Well, I always heard that if you shave everything, you're going to get more length.
Yeah.
You're just going through there. And I mean, 4 inches. Do you know? I mean, I sell big dildos, but honestly, we sell an awful lot of tiny ones too.
Yeah. Well,
folks are not not everybody's interested in this, in a monster dick.
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
Well, I mean, there's just like, what's that going to do?
But I just love the fact that, I mean, it's just like, that he's owning something and making a buck off of it. I mean, I just.
His other thing is to control your weight, because he says if you're too flabby, that makes it look smaller too, right? So I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, just because you don't want your stomach to stick out farther than your dicky do. Isn't that? It's like an old joke or an old cart. I don't know, something like that.
Yep.
I remember definitely when we used to sell a lot, early 80s, was a lot of really bad 70s novelties. And I think that was a joke on one of them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure. So there is one thing that will instantly make men 25% more attractive to women. One thing. Any guy.
Booze or money?
No, holding a puppy. I love that.
I mean, the whole borrowing a puppy or like a kid. I know.
Yep.
Oh yeah, the videos where it's the guys that have never had a held a puppy, or guys that have never had a kitten, or all that clickbait stuff. It's like they get guys, you're like, that's an average guy, but he's got a puppy. Yeah,
God. Well, I had a Great Dane, rest his soul, Henry, and he was absolutely beautiful. He had ice blue eyes. He was a Harlequin, so he was white with black spots, and he was 180 pounds. He was just gigantic.
When you got him, was he already grown up, or did you have him from puppy?
No, I got him from the time I could pick him up from the breeder, and oh my God, I mean, and that dog was so cute. What?
So you got like a little 10-pound puppy?
He was 22 pounds at 8 weeks.
Oh Jesus!
When I brought him home. Oh, he was so cute. He looked as puppy with the fat neck fur.
And the
but
extra
he was just
paws,
huge.
Just nothing growing into all the bits and
you should have seen him but the funny thing about Henry was, honestly, I could have made a mint doing two things. One, renting him to men. to walk. 2, I should have put a sandwich board on him and sold advertising on it because that dog was photographed. But what he would do when we'd walk, because I have a place downtown Minneapolis, we would walk and people would just go nuts. I mean, cops would stop and get out of their cruisers to take pictures of. I mean, it was just he was just a rock star. Okay, it was like Mick Jagger walking down Nicollet Mall. But when at happy hour, and you'd have people lining the streets and the tables, he would go up and he loved women because mama, right? He'd go right up to the women and stick that big wet nose right in the cleavage every single time, and they'd just go, and I'd be like, Henry, and they'd be like, and all the guys are like, come on, one fall out. Come on, just one, flop one. Come on, dog, get your nose under there. I mean, it was hysterical, but dogs are just the best for that. No, I should have rented them. I missed the boat.
Oh, I've seen a few pictures and he really was adorable.
He was hysterically funny.
So I discovered that my cat is even more nefarious than I thought. This is nothing to say. So
which one?
Panda, short for pandemonium. Here's the deal. So I have not been able to find the cat clippers, the nail clippers.
Okay.
Now, yes, I know you can use other clippers, but they hate it and they squirm. So having that little curved blade does not split the nail as much. So I can't find them. I finally buy another pair. I clipped the damn nails last night. There's a blanket sitting on top of the little footstool, and I put the clippers there, and I go back to mess around on my phone and reading the paper and doing all that. And suddenly I hear clunk, and I look. And the clippers are not on the blanket on the top. And I push the chair aside, and the cat she's picked them up again. They're in her mouth. I had joked they'd taken and hidden the first pair. I think they did.
Yeah.
She grabbed the nail clippers and ran with them.
They're insane. They
like,
know.
Oh
Cats are like, they know, man. They're just crazy. They're
holy crap. Sorry,
Carl's really talented at that. He just gets our cat. Well, he started it when he was a kitten, and I think that's what helped. And you got yours a little older.
Yeah.
But he just picks him up and puts him on his lap and talks to him and goes, and the cat's like, and it's done in 3 seconds. It's great.
I have to pretty much sneak up to my cats when they're in a sound sleep and do the pause, and it's okay. And I thought that they were sleepy enough, but no, she wasn't. And then she took the damn thing and ran with it.
Oh, yeah. Why wouldn't she?
Oh,
because cats are smart that way. They really are. So you're going to love this. Fantasy Gifts is going to love this story.
Okay.
Women are 50% more likely to orgasm if you do what during sex? 37% said sex toys. And then and the other 37, the next up, were props like blindfolds.
Well, sometimes you just need a little extra stimulation. And whether it is a physical stimulation like a vibrator or a mental stimulation like a blindfold, it's still stimulation.
Yeah. And I thought
because that's one of the things that they were, talking about in, some of the seminar and stuff like that. And going back to like just different things, because one of the items, Magic Wand was there, and they were talking about a couple of them, and some of the wands are bigger. And they're talking about how not to be intimidated by that, and the conversation that you have with people, and going through there. But people just, that's why there's never, they'll say like, well, how well does this sell for you? And we'll go, well, it doesn't really here. I mean, everybody's got, the Midwest has a different mindset and all that, but there's always something. And that's why people have to look around. They just don't. You gotta look for yourself. You can't. So I can see there's a lot of sex toys out there that folks just really it helps. It really does. Yeah.
Well, this was interesting, and kind of a teaching moment here, Colleen. You Durex, right? You know who that is.
Yep.
They did some research and found that a quarter of couples and 35% of women have never tried lube. And they are too embarrassed to deal with it or to even bring it up. Wow. That needs to, you got to get past that one.
Folks just, any communication, any questions about sex is still so horribly in the dark ages in this country. And it's very, very frustrating. And that's why, like I said, that's why I have a website so that, you can just sort of peruse and don't need to talk to anybody. But it's completely and utterly normal to use a lubricant, even if you're perfectly healthy and don't have medical things. You might have a slightly drier day, or you like a little bit more a little less friction. I mean, it's just, It's completely and utterly normal. And, you know, and I normally don't like the word normal, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's just,
I know you don't.
It's so,